Fanatically Correct. Brought to you by us, fans like you, but mostly us.
In a dark corner of the world, three men will work together to bring you a podcast like no other. This is Fanatically Correct, where the fans, the geeks, and the nerds are always correct. With your host, MSK, Yo Peace, and Omega.
That, and before we give the spoiler alert, actually,
there he is.
I will tell you, Black Mirror would be more like spoiler alert, or like a British house AI, like spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert here.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
Listen to me. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
That's
the
terrible.
best.
It's actually not bad. It's terrible.
Hey, it's the best I can do.
That's the best. Right? That's the best he's ever done.
It's the
I haven't
best I
heard
can do.
your accents in a while, man. We got to bring that back.
There you go. Spoiler alert.
Oh, he'll be doing a lot here. I am your host, Omega.
MSK.
Yo, peace.
And so, yeah, we're going to talk Black Mirror. I guess I know we each have a favorite or two. The reason we're even talking about this is because the most recent season, which is season 5, just came out.
Yep.
And I guess
half of season 5.
I tried to reach out to my cousins in England, but only one of them watches Black Mirror to see if, because this is something we discussed.
That's let me stop it right there. That kind of throws me off, because like we watch a lot of their stuff, and they try to watch some of our stuff, like a lot of our stuff.
They watch a lot of our stuff.
Yeah. So, but why?
But why?
My question is, why are they watching our stuff?
I don't. Well, that's what I was going to ask them if, like us, because like I know we tend to prefer way more the British episodes over the American episodes, especially this season. and I was going to ask them if they feel the same way. If like every time they see an American, it's like, oh, these bloody Yanks, you know what I mean? Like they hate our episodes. Or if the opposite, they're like, no, those are the episodes we like the most because, they're different. I mean, I don't know. But before we get into the season 5 review, and obviously if you haven't seen the most current season, we'll go ahead and put a time slot in the synopsis so you can join us for all the other seasons. If you haven't seen season 5 yet, before you sign out and fast forward, there's a strong suggested, the Yo Peace family.
Yes, sir.
Over there suggested it, and I actually for the first time wish I had listened to it. Watch episode 3 first. Get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Watch episode 1 and then watch episode 2 and leave on a very high note.
Yep.
I think that's that is the correct way to watch this season. They should have formatted that way. I don't know what the producers at Netflix were thinking when they did their order.
I think fans already of the show don't really need to. If you're you're a first time watcher, I would format it that way. Just like I kind of tell people when they watch season 1 not to watch the first episode.
Oh, definitely. I never recommend.
Do 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
In that instance, in the first season.
Yeah.
But if you've already seen Black Mirror before, I don't think they really need a warning for it because you're going to get some episodes better than the others.
But in this one, see, in that one, it's not, that's actually a great episode 1. It's that it's just so disturbing and dark.
Still the most disturbing.
It is, right out the gate, that it's a big turnoff for people, and then it doesn't there is no softening the blow after that. They just feel like everything's dark and everything's miserable and everything, like they kind of can't get out of that mindset when they start there. So that's for a different reason. Here, this order is because episode 3 is a really bad episode. Like it's not dark, it's not scary.
So we're gonna start 3. Let's do that. Let's do the order. Let's do it the order that you suggest. Let's do it that way.
Exactly.
But before we do the order, like I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I'm telling you, whenever I suggest Black Mirror, I tell them straight up, like watch it however it comes. Yeah. And I mean from the first season, you need to get that impression of the show from the get go. And if you don't like it, if it's too much for you, then you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna understand it because it's so like you guys like for real, like how this show is. So you need that first like shocking moment. And I think I tell people always Watch
Yeah,
it.
but
Watch it how it comes.
Episode 1 of season 1 is the shot right out
Well,
the
you
gate.
know, speaking of episode of season 1, to segue back to this episode, Easter eggs. Like I just caught some stuff on YouTube. This season really lined up what episodes are in the same universe in the same time frame, and this being one of them. When they're in not episode 3, but episode 2 in this season. And actually episode 3 as well, there's things that some hashtags and things like that on background screens and stuff like that. But in Smithereens, episode 2, they actually that's the current prime minister is the prime minister from episode 1.
Ah, nice, cool.
Season 1.
Oh, okay.
That's
cool.
So pretty much this whole season is all they're all in the same time zone.
Yeah.
Well,
it seems more modern. Than
that's
usual,
why it is
because
more
I know
modern.
in that episode they put in the beginning they put 2018 as a year.
Yeah.
And I've never seen that before.
Yeah, well,
but
except the first episode. I think the first episode is behind on technology. That's just my opinion. But let's do
episode 3 first. Let's do episode 3. Then we'll get to that.
Jump into the third one.
The episode we're gonna talk about is Rachel, Jack, and Ashley 2.
Yes.
Starring Miley Cyrus. And and
I don't really think she was the problem, but
it wasn't even her because her acting's not bad. This episode did not. All right, the first 5 minutes, what I didn't like was the sample. They sampled 9 Inch Nail songs, and then they did different cover versions of their songs. And some of those songs are really good. The one that she's playing on the piano is one of my favorite 9 Inch Nail songs, and yeah, I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like what they did to it at all. But aside from that, I mean, just the actual story. This episode would have been great if it was aired on like Nickelodeon or Disney or something, because then it would be edgy. It'd be like, oh wait, what did they just do? But for a Black Mirror episode, it was I don't know, man. I wasn't feeling it. That's aside from the music, like the story itself, I didn't really dig.
You know what the problem was for me? It was how long it took for that development of what it was. What I mean, we're going spoiler alert, obviously.
Yeah.
So the development of getting that AI to like come to life, all that it took a long time, and my wife was like, no, it didn't take, and I was like, no, it actually did. It took way too long for this to develop, way too long. And then when it developed, it ran so fast that it was like, okay, but what? I don't care anymore. I'm done. I hope.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. So
yeah, it was rushed. Like it really looked like it was something thrown together and storyline wise, and the writers didn't have much room to hash that out. They wanted to keep it, within an hour, as opposed to stretch it out for like an hour and a half or 2 hours for that matter, and almost make that a.
I didn't need 2 hours of that.
No.
God.
No.
Oh, God,
it's like you said,
no.
they could have gotten to the point. It's funny, just to call back to when we're going to get to episode 1. I guess we'll do it in the order. But episode 1, it was, and that's the opposite. That to me, that one felt like it happened too fast. It would have been more dramatic if that happened slowly. They didn't even finish a fight. You know what I mean? Like you would that would make more sense of like the friend who's exploring being a female character in the game, started exploring more, as opposed to like they're just like immediately like kissing. You know what I mean? It's like wait a minute, can I get a couple fights here? Like how did it just like the snap of a finger like out of nowhere? You know what I mean? And they didn't even hint at.
You already got the sense that wasn't gonna be what it. I didn't think it was gonna be about the fighting. No,
I didn't expect that either. And actually, where I thought it was gonna go, because before the fight happened, we'll finish up on episode 3 in a second. But since we're on this topic, I actually thought they were about to do a crappy episode out the gate and do like a Freaky Friday. And this is what I mean. It was a Freaky Friday, but not the Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday it was, and a Sunday and I'm talking Freaky Wednesday.
Yeah, Freaky Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever it was. No, but I actually thought, well, it's actually probably a Saturday because they had a barbecue. Why are you arguing the semantics of what day it was? Yeah. The point is like Freaky Friday as far as the story of the body swap. And I thought they were kind of hinting at that, because you see like the one guy and they're showing like, oh, he's like hooking up with all these young girls and he's alone in the city and he has this record label and his life is one way. And then they're showing this guy and he's like, oh, basically like the Ryan Reynolds, Jason Bateman story. I'm married now with kids and like, my mundane life. Like, so I almost thought that something was going to happen in the virtual game, that they were going to switch consciousnesses in their bodies.
Yeah, I did not think of that.
I thought that's what they were building towards.
I didn't
until it happened. So caught off guard, because I really thought that they were building towards.
I'm glad I got you off guard. They
caught you off. Well, it worked on you. Then Well, just to get back on episode 3 real quick.
Finish that garbage.
The thing is, a lot of people are kind of like, oh, I don't want to watch it because of Miley Cyrus and what. It's not even that.
It's not her. It's not.
No, it's not.
Cyrus.
It's just more of the story. I mean, well, my problem is how she covered those songs, but that's not her fault. That's I don't know why they did that.
Maybe it is, but
maybe I don't know.
We'll let that slide.
But the story itself, I don't know, man. It was missing some, and like Yopi said, it took too long for it to like catch me, like, and then it got me interested. Not even the robotic part. It got me interested of the whole aunt trying to kill her or whatever. That was interesting, but then. It switched campy. To the robot.
It got campy. It got really campy towards the end. Like really campy.
It really did. It really did. Yeah, and that's the thing. It did not end like a Black Mirror episode at all. That's why I say it felt. By the time it ended, it felt like a Disney Nickelodeon production.
No, if it was on Disney or Nickelodeon, it would have been a great movie.
No, exactly. Yeah, you're 100% right. Because like you said, it would have been edgy for that genre. But for this genre, I'm going out and saying it. Like I was skimming through when we were setting up our outline for this episode. That's the worst episode of Black Mirror. That is for me. I'm sorry. We'll get to that season, but even those mechanical dogs, I'd rather watch that again than watch.
Actually, I like the mechanical dogs.
So so episode 1, we were brushing on that. It personally, it gave me the same feel as the episode. I think it was season 1 or the entire history of you. It felt like that was the drama behind it, and that was obviously the danger of technology. And in fairness, this is actually like a true danger. I mean, this is actually happening in our divorce rate and in relationships, stuff like that. Is that you have technology as a form of infidelity without it actually being infidelity, and that's really what's capturing. The fact that behind the female body is a male. Whatever. I don't really think it. And as a matter of fact, it wasn't about that, because that's what was pretty funny was when they actually tried to kiss, like to see if maybe it is an actual thing between them and it's not the game, and they're like, yeah, nothing, man. You know what I mean? Like it was like all about in the game, and that's what it is. So it's focusing more on the dangers of that technology of in this world you feel different, but it's almost like a drug, which is like kind of the I guess the theme of this season was it being addictive, because that's what happens to Smithereens also. By it being almost like a drug or whatever, it's affecting their relationship that way. And for me, the reason why I say it's a good episode, not a great episode, it felt, for an episode that felt like it was going to go to a very dark place, and then it didn't. That's why it didn't feel like a great episode to me, because I felt a little let down. I mean, don't get me wrong, the performances are great. It is a good story. It is thought provoking as far as the dangers of technology and exploring and infidelity and all that, because of the online worlds and virtual worlds and all that. So it is a good episode. I don't dislike it at all. I just felt a little let down with the way it all ended. It's just what it did for me.
I think it was a pretty good episode. My whole thing about it is it didn't need to end dark. I think it ended the way it should have ended. My problem is maybe I didn't get enough like emotion from the Anthony Mackie character, like Danny. Like I feel like his acting wasn't as good as Carl, and I'm not even gonna try to say his name because it's crazy.
The friend.
Yeah. His acting was a lot better.
Yeah, the friend had the harder.
That's what's cool about this episode is that you get these 3 characters that they're kind of complex, because Danny, the Anthony Mackie character, Danny, and his wife Theo, they both feel really trapped with the whole relationship and the whole family life, because they set it up with them clubbing in the beginning, so you kind of set it up how their life used to be, and then you get this other guy that's kind of like tired of. He's sleeping with all these women and it's kind of like nothing to him. He just wanted a different experience. And the Anthony Mackie character wants to cheat on his wife already. Yeah. Because he was checking out that girl in the cookout or whatever. So, for me, when I saw him doing the kissing in the video game, I didn't automatically think that he was into his friend or anything. Yeah. He just wanted a different experience.
I'm gonna tell you something. If Chung Lee comes in front of me and it's one of you mofos, y'all better log off really quick.
Oh, one of us is fighting for real. We're fighting for real now.
But yeah, I just found that interesting because he basically wanted a different experience with another woman.
Yeah, exactly.
And the friend wanted another different experience period. All together, exactly. Connection-wise. Because he's not getting connected with any of these women that he's sleeping with.
I actually enjoyed the episode. It was different. They did try to go for that shock value ish kind of. I did like just like you, MSK. I did not feel that he was into the actual guy. But it's one of those things that they touched on was the confused. Like, they were confused the whole time. They didn't. They couldn't tell what it was, whether it was a game or not. I like that. I really like that about it. But just like you, Omega, I thought it was gonna get dark. I thought that it was gonna end up him killing his friend or his friend killing him. One of those situations where he's like, it would have gone wrong. But I didn't get it. But I did not dislike the episode because I didn't get it. I just thought like, okay, this is how they wrote it, and it wasn't actually a bad ending for it.
No, I feel like if it wasn't Anthony Mackie, it would have been an even better episode.
Yeah, he's definitely was the big issue too when it came to the acting.
Yeah, acting wise, I think he's the one that was kind of he's probably the worst one out of the three. But looking at it from your point of view, Omega, it could have easily went dark at the end where they're confronting and they're both really confused. Yep. And when they do kiss, I get a sense from Anthony Mackie that he does feel something because he kind of flinched for a second. I don't know if you guys got that. Maybe rewatch that episode of that scene. But he kind of stops a second, and then they start fighting. And I thought, okay, maybe this is gonna go dark because now he actually does like his friend, and now he's instead of being confused, he has to confront the fact that he has something for his friend.
I already saw that. Like, as soon as like the way they did it, like to me, I didn't see. I just felt it was like that. I was like, two guys tried something like that. They weren't interested in it at all, and it was like, it's nothing. But that's why I turned to the fight because that guy shut it down real quick because he was like, but even though it's nothing out here, it's still something in there. You know what I mean? And it was they almost, and that's what I'm saying, that it was more of an under breath theme of the addiction. Yeah, and again, it's a good episode. It's not so anyone agreeing with us that it's a good episode. Anyone saying that it was a great episode, good for you. If you think it's the best one of the season, I won't argue too much on that one. As long as you don't say, like I said earlier, as long as you don't say it was episode 3, because if you think episode 3 is the best episode, then you're like, you weren't old enough to watch Black Mirror, and you're a huge Hannah Montana fan or something, because there's no way. Yeah,
which is fine. If that's what you like. That's cool. I preferred episode 1 over 3, and I mean we could segue to episode 2 if you guys want. But out of the 3, episode 2 for sure really I think hit more of the Black Mirror feel, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because we have the main character being British.
Or Moriarty of Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes, yeah. And that British feel, I think it's also missing from the entire season. I think that feel is something specific to the season, to the series, that I think we missed that a little bit this season. But they kind of changed it up a little bit. So, I don't know. How'd you guys feel about the second episode?
Best episode. I mean, it's one of those most solid Black Mirror episodes. I probably easily in my top 8. Maybe my top 5. It was good. It was dark. It hit on a very good theme. All good performances. We had a little bit of Yankee in it with Topher Grace there towards the end, it's everything I expected from a Black Mirror episode, and it was good because there was like a twist that you didn't kind of see coming, which is like why the whole thing was happening. And I guess, I mean, I'll make the point, but I'll let one of you say it. But basically what I was saying earlier, so it's not the same person saying it, about how it's addictive, about Facebook, Twitter, and all that, and that's what they were getting into. I mean, either one you want to kind of like deep dig into what the episode was about.
Well, you said you didn't predict the ending, like you couldn't see that, you didn't see that coming.
Not really. I didn't. I thought that he was, as far as that he was responsible for a death, I really thought somehow it was going to be the owner, or maybe somehow that owner, because I thought maybe they're going to go the rich and powerful end, where maybe this guy ran his them off the road, and there's a cover up. Like, I wasn't sure that this guy was self-hating. You know what I mean? And really what he wanted to do was, which that's what I mean by that's the twist to me, was that he was the culprit, and all he was reaching out to do is like, can we change this? You know, like I'm hearing that they're purposely making this addictive, and so I really wish that something here, and hopefully telling my story and dying because of my story in such a harsh way and everything will open somebody's eyes. Is what I thought they were going with. And then it's sad because they kind of made you feel for the guy too, because he starts coming with their version of Zuckerberg or whatever, and he's like, I didn't make this to be this. It's like it just kind of got away from me, and you see him being fought at every angle by his people.
That's the thing that I was so mad about. It was just how we are. We are a terrible species, man. Like, so this man is trying to get a hold of an owner of an app, and he's got a gun held to somebody who he's about to shoot, and they're going through all this dilemma, all these things,
all the red tape.
Like, no, you shouldn't talk to him. No, we should not reach him. Like, what? What? That's dark, man. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Yeah, actually, and I thought that was gonna be a setup to later on, because when Omega, what you said, when he was like, these websites are supposed to give you like dopamine and it makes you want to keep, get you addicted. When that scene happened, I thought they were gonna go another way where he's trying to get this guy to admit, and he actually does. The Topher Grace character, he actually does admit that they do that. Yeah. And I thought he was doing that. Like, this whole setup was for him to admit that, so he could shut that social media platform down because of the accident of his wife. Like, he was kind of blaming him, and he wanted to bring down like the whole company. I thought that's where they were gonna go with it toward the end.
That's cool too.
Yeah, no, and the darkness, obviously, of this ending, and this one is actually the darkest thing about it, because it is dark. He gets, obviously, he does get sniped. At first, you're a little worried because I thought they were going to shoot the intern instead of him. I mean, they didn't really show exactly who got shot, but they pretty much, made it seem like it went according to plan, that he was the one who got sniped, which was his plan.
So you hope.
Well, yeah, so I hope, but I think that regardless of who got shot, or maybe they both got shot, but regardless of it, what's the real dark ending is that how they're showing people checking their status and then like moving on with their day. Back to driving while checking their status. Well, it was just like another blip in their status. Like, oh wow, look what happened.
So wait, Yopis, what did you think of the ending? Who do you think got shot?
I think the main guy survived. And then I feel that the kid, Jaden, whatever his name was the one that got shot. That's how I saw it, because there was a lot of movement, or it could have been both. I mean, that's what I like about it, is the fact that I didn't know.
Yeah, no one knows. No, I mean, me personally, I agree with you. I think it was the kidnappee. Yeah. Jaden. I think they built up the character of Billy and Chris talking to each other. Yeah. That if Chris, the main guy that kidnapped the kid, if he would have got shot, I think we would have gotten more of a reaction from the Billy character from Topher Grace. Yep. But instead we just get him trying to calm himself down, going back into his silent retreat thing. Yeah. And I don't know, for some reason I feel like it was the other character that died.
They, that's a good thing. They don't imply what the outcome was in any way, and that's the point of it, because it doesn't matter, and that's the darkness of it. Like, it doesn't matter. That's how society felt after something like that. Like, it didn't matter.
It's similar to Inception. Everyone was talking about, did it spin or not, or did it topple over or not? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The point was that this guy got back to his family. He finally realized that he needed to get back to his family. He got there. This is similar where. The ending itself doesn't really matter. It's just, look at what happened out of all of that. He wanted to make a statement about the social media thing, how it was addicting, and no one cares. No one cares, because they're like, all right, whatever, news, whatever, and then they just do what they need to do.
And they still went back.
And that's the point, because if they're both shot, you're like, hey, how horrible. This guy got himself killed by the cops and a hostage over all this. And you know what? Next tweet.
Nobody cares.
It didn't matter. Nobody cares. Exactly. And that's what to make you feel like.
And I thought the performances were great out of all the characters.
Excellent.
Topher Grace,
everyone was
the
good.
Guy from Sherlock. I don't know his name, but he's an incredible actor.
Andrew Scott, the guy that played Chris. Yeah.
Andrew Scott. Yeah.
Andrew Scott. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He's an amazing actor. He's an amazing actor.
One of the hashtags in the background said, "Bring back the Brits." Into my Black Mirror. Like, did it say that? Bring back the Brits.
Bring back the Brits. I was really nervous about this season when I first saw the trailer, because it looked so Americanized that I was like, man, are they really gonna change what made Black Mirror so great?
I know.
Like, I was really worried, and to a certain extent they did, but it's not. It didn't get as bad as I thought it was gonna get. I still enjoyed 2 out of the 3 episodes, but yeah, I got worried for a second. Well, real quick before we go into like our favorite episodes, Yopis, I want you, before I'm gonna say what I'm about to say, what did you think of the dishwasher in episode 1?
Oh, so get this right. Episode 1, season 5, so much technology, that the most that I saw that was so advanced was that our dishwasher tells us to put our knives in the right way, which is facing down because he was facing up. Like that's not technology, people. If you need a dishwasher to remind you to put the knives the right way, then what are you doing with your life? How do you not know how to do this already?
Technology would be the toilet roll dispenser telling you which way to put the toilet roll.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's what it's gonna be. Yeah, that's the most advanced. This is why I said that episode did not have any technology.
Never mind the chip they put on their head and they go into a whole virtual reality world. But that's
Well, that's the problem. I think that's the worst, like the biggest lie, because it takes my PlayStation when it gets an update. It takes an hour to get that thing going. There's no way a whole virtual world sets up as soon as you turn it on. There's no way. There's no way.
I don't care how many years we're in the future. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Well, that would
take a month.
It wasn't run by Red Dead Redemption 2 online.
That's for sure.
Send me another invite. That's what they should have had. Like as soon as it comes in, invited, like jumps in, they're ready in the world. Like send me another invite. Send me another. Like I give up, man.
That would have so many glitches if Rockstar.
I'm in the clouds. I don't know what happened. I'm still here loading. I don't know what happened. I'm still here.
The server's full. The server's full. It's like not happening.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. But I appreciate you bringing that back because, like, oh my goodness, that pissed me off. I was like, where's the advancement here? Like, really? Like a dishwasher? Please put the knives correctly. Please put the knives correctly. Yeah.
And the dishwasher looked very plain too. Like, I don't know. We're nitpicking, but it's just funny that that would be the high technology.
That throws.
But I don't know which one of you want to start with your favorite of the series.
I'll kill it right now. I'll tell you my two top ones right now.
Go.
You ready?
Yeah.
Obviously, White Christmas.
Okay. Nice.
Black Museum.
Black Museum. Okay.
Neither one of those are my two favorites, but I do like both those episodes a lot.
Yeah, they're both very good. Well, Black Museum is probably maybe the best or second best from last season.
Yeah. No, it's definitely the best from that season. It was. But I already see he has a theme, and his theme is an anthology series within an anthology series.
Yep.
Because both those episodes do that. They're mini stories building up to one overall blanket story.
Yep.
So he's consistent, and I like that. And that's what's cool about both those episodes. To touch on that note, is that they both tell smaller stories that build up towards the theme of the main story. Between the characters, basically narrating the other stories. Both of them have great performances. Both very different because one's American.
Yep.
Well, American mixed with British. Both of them are the same thing. They're American mixed with British. The difference is one is an American in England, and this one is a Brit or South African in America.
In America, yeah.
In America, yeah. But it didn't feel American made. Is what I mean.
It didn't.
No.
Yeah.
It was a mix, and they were very dark. They were very dark.
That is a dark episode. That is a very dark episode. It has a great ending, though. And you see, that one's a dark ending, but a happy ending.
Happy ending.
Because, a villain got their justice.
Right.
Yeah, there was justice. No, I'd say it's a good episode. I like those. And the Mark, go into that one because I know. Actually, I think that was one of the first ones recommended to me by MSK because I mean, MSK was already like, I think Black Mirror was already into like season 2 or season 3.
Season 2 or 3.
Yeah, that one had already come out when I finally started watching Black Mirror, and that was the one because I guess you had just seen that episode because it was like a mini in between.
Yeah, because between season, I think 2 or 3, there was a break. There was like a year or two break or a year and a half break. And that's what they gave us in between, the White Christmas special. And that episode was great. It was perfect for that break because I was already like, I need a Black Mirror episode because there's no other show like it right now. So
it actually is a great first episode to watch because it does give you pretty much a good synopsis and rundown of what you're going to get the entire series of these mini stories that are kind of warning you with a theme of, technology. Is it going too far? Is it beneficial with a dramatic story, based around it? And
well, look, just to give you the idea of the weight, the Waldo movement came out, and that's the ending. That by the way, that's the worst episode. We were talking about worst episodes. That's the worst episode.
You know what? You're right. You're right. That is the worst.
I'm gonna get through this as fast as possible.
I blocked it out of my memory. You're right. That is the worst episode.
Yeah.
That is
I will watch the Miley Cyrus one, the Ashley whatever. I will watch that
I stand corrected. I blocked it out of my memory.
I told you. I told you it was out there. I told you it was out there.
But just to give you an idea, that one aired February 25th, 2013, right? Yeah. White Christmas came out December 16th, 2014.
Wow.
And then the next season 3, came out October 21st, 2016.
Jeez.
Wow, yeah, they took some.
So between 2014 and 2016, that's how long I had to wait for season 3.
Man.
Yeah, the British series, in general series, I'm trying to pluralize series, whatever. But they tend to do, like, we just got Luther back now. It just started again.
Yeah.
And what was, like, 3 years ago was the last season, and like 4 years before, like,
Luther
and Sherlock has done that. Yeah, I mean, Doctor Who has been doing it for what, 50 years now. Like, it's kind of, they've been doing it for a while. Where they say, yeah, we'll come back to it. Maybe.
Well, I prefer it because usually they come back just as good.
Yeah,
it makes sense. This is why they watch our shows. We release shows so many times so fast, and they have to wait forever to watch it. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Funny.
We're impatient. I mean, look at it. Think about it. Game of Thrones was 2 years, right? Or 18 months or whatever. 2 years between seasons, and everyone was losing their mind. You know what I mean? And like you were talking about a show, it's like 3 year hiatus. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now because I had to. The wifey gave me the look yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, you better mention it." I'm gonna tell you her favorite one, and I don't know if you guys know your favorite ones for your spouse, but I'm gonna tell you right now. You can guess which one it is, right?
The social media one.
Nope.
Oh, Nosedive? No, it's probably San Juniper.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
San
it's a good episode.
Yeah, no,
it's very retro.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be honest. I did not hate that episode. A lot of people hated it. I did not hate it. But
I don't hate the episode. The episode itself was pretty damn good, except the ending.
But it's thought provoking. Like it's contrasting to what the character's direction would have been. But that's where it's thought provoking because then it raises the question. That's where this is why I like the episode. Is actually because of the ending and because of the deep thought that goes into it and the theology of it.
Right.
So now the concept goes is. Okay, so what, and that's where it really is thought-provoking, and the whole concept of artificial intelligence and copying of consciousness, which is just your memories, does the soul, if there's a soul, does the soul rely in your consciousness and your memories?
Yeah.
Or is it a separate entity within itself? So therefore, at the end, when she goes and uploads herself into the world, yes, it's contradictory to what you would think her character would do,
right?
Because if you are within the thought of spirituality speaking, that is the soul, therefore she's denying herself and her first love and all that of being together to forever in eternity or in heaven and whatnot. But if it's just a copy of her consciousness, then it's just a copy of her consciousness being uploaded into this server, but the real consciousness has moved on.
Yeah.
So you don't know. And that's what I'm saying. It's thought-provoking because we actually kind of do got to worry about that a little bit with all the artificial intelligences that we're creating.
Well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Not in this generation, maybe, but it's eventually going to happen.
Because once it becomes self-aware or we're copying our consciousness, like what is real, what's not,
Yeah.
I
just think that ending didn't make sense to the character
I agree.
They set up.
Yeah, I agree. That's where
it didn't make sense to me. They had this really emotional scene of how she loved her husband.
Exactly.
And that's how she needs to be with him at the end of the day. Yeah. And then she just didn't. She's just like, yeah, whatever. We'll forget about that. I'm gonna go with this girl. And to me, that doesn't make sense with her specific character.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of caught me.
And I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but you have to think about this, right? That's all in how strong is her faith, right? That comes down to that.
Right.
Like, does she really believe that she's going into this other world to meet her husband? Which she still is going to do it. That conscience is still going to do it. That soul is still going to do it. But she took a moment to actually say, this is guaranteed. Right here. Yeah. Like, this is definitely guaranteed. I see, I touch, I feel, I breathe it. That I don't know, and it
just means that she just changed her. She gave up her faith and ended up going with the girl.
It's all about the faith,
which doesn't make sense to the characters that they set up. But
and that's
again,
why I go
the rest
into
of the episode is great.
Exactly, and that's why I go into the what if, that if you believe that that isn't your real consciousness, like, in other words, the soul dies with the body, then she's like, well, when I flatline out there, then that's really me. Yeah. allowing my replica of myself to exist here to make her happy. You know, like I mean, they don't really like hash that out, but I'm saying like that's where like it gets thought provoking. Like, well, maybe it's that, and you really, you know, you think like, well, yeah, where is consciousness lie? Yep. Where does reality lie? Where does and actually, and that's what I like about it too, is that, you know, right out the gates, a twist that you find out it's a Century Village online. It's basically what it is.
It is.
For them to like be youthful again or whatever. You know, it's pretty wild. And that's, you know, you have an early twist in it, you know, Matrix style. So it's a good episode. Definitely not my favorite. I mean, but it's a good episode. It's not a bad episode at all.
I just had to mention it because I know I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the eye.
Yeah. But just to get to you, Omega, what are your two favorites?
My two, okay, I'm gonna have to go. This is easy. It's what is it? Hang the DJ is what.
Oh, okay, yeah, I really like that episode.
Yeah, that's my second. That's my second favorite, which is what, season 4.
Season 4, last season.
Oh, so both my favorite episodes are from season 4. Season 4, Hang the DJ. I really like that one because it's a very happy ending. You don't see coming. Like, this is like not, you know, it's a romantic comedy. A romantic dramedy, actually, is what it is. And I just really didn't see, and I know MSK likes this because there's a lot of Morrissey music in it, and I'm too Morrissey.
Yeah, a lot of Smiths,
fan. And this one actually has such heart to it. And then even to an extent, like the ending is so happy, and we're doing spoilers, so we don't care, because even through the process of the two of them ending up together, it's still such a jaded, sabotage experience because of, you know, she was with other men and she didn't want to, and he was with other women and he didn't want, and like just like kind of being unhappy for all these years, to like then fighting the system to finally get some happiness. And then the truth is, like, none of that happened. And it's all just an experimental what if scenario over and over again to then match two people in an app. You know what I mean?
It's like that
actual
whole data of the thing.
It's the whole Matrix thing where it's just like none of this is happening. It's like completely virtual. It's like, and it's like that total what if all the ones and zeros in an app calculating and deriving if two people are a match were actually real people having to experience relationships to see if they actually end up together and work out. And I mean, it's
for the sake of the
episode.
real people, I'm doing quotations to see if they match up.
Yeah,
exactly.
Which is awesome.
And then I go to another one that actually has a happy ending in the way that Black Museum had, which is the USS Callister, also season 4. Episode 1. I'm a big Star Trek fan regardless, and original series Star Trek, and that's what I love about it. It's very Galaxy Quest and very Star Trek, where it's like kind of poking fun at the original series of Star Trek and like, you know, and fandom and overbearing. But it's got such great humor to it. But just the concept of this guy, you know, it's like, and it goes to what I was talking about in that episode of the Hang the DJ, which is he's creating artificial consciousnesses. They're not the real people. They're a copy of the real people. But now they kind of have souls, and they care about their real people, their real versions, and the people that the real versions care for. And that's why I like the character from Westworld, because that's the darkest one. The darkest person he's holding hostage is that he has a clone of that guy's kid. You know what I mean? He has the DNA of that guy's kid, and he's willing to create a version of him just to like kill, like you know what I mean? Like, this guy is dark.
That's when it got really, really bad for that character.
Yes, and I mean, this guy's and that guy's a great actor too, because usually you don't see him in roles like that.
The Jesse Plemons, the guy from Breaking Bad. He was in the last season of Breaking Bad.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he was also in Breaking Bad. Yeah. He's a great actor.
He's a very good actor.
Especially in that episode, he goes so dark, so quick. I mean, he goes from William Shatner, Captain Kirk, you know what I mean, to like, you know, almost Kevin Spacey in Seven, like within the snap of a finger, because the whole situation's dark. Yeah. It's a very fun episode, very entertaining episode. It still has the darkness that it
gets really dark.
Yeah, no, it does. But then it has a happy ending. You know, they overcome that guy. He gets justice. He's stuck in his own brain. Yeah. And then you think that they're gonna, you know, die because they're, you know, and that's what they wanted. They wanted to basically die. They're like, this existence is horrendous, and then they're rewarded because they actually get uploaded in to the new big world. So it's pretty cool. Like, so it's like it's a feel good but dark. Like,
it's good. Yeah, those two episodes were really good about last season. Actually, those were the best ones. Yeah. You know, Black Museum, I know you guys like that episode the most from last season, but I really like Hang the DJ. Mainly because unlike the Miley Cyrus episode, it has a good soundtrack. But
music,
but yeah, those are two good picks. So yeah, I'm gonna go with episode 3 from season 1, which is the entire history of you.
That's a really good one.
That's probably my second favorite of the whole series.
That's a great episode.
That one started that whole feel of Black Mirror. For what I remember.
That one ended with the whole that is crazy with the technology wise.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, you got the main character, Liam, basically finds out that his wife cheated on him at one point, and his child is not his. Right?
Yeah.
So at the end, they're both, they're gone. Like the child and the wife, they're gone only because he can't get it out of his head about her and her ex hooking up, and she's telling him, listen, I'm in love with you. You're just imagining things, but he goes back and sees what she's recorded, because you could record memory in this episode.
That's the darkest thing in that episode, is that he's right.
He's right.
At the end,
that's the darkest thing. He's right. They have the technology where you record everything you've ever done. So it's basically he goes back to her memory and sees her getting back with her ex for a weekend, and she gets pregnant off of that and has their child, and he's raising this guy's kid.
Yep.
And it sucks because he loves this kid and he loves his wife, but then he had to find that information out, and that's the twist. That's kind of like, even if you know you were right, do you go ahead and look for that information and suffer the consequences of that, or just let it go and continue loving your wife and kid that you're raising and you love? And he went with finding out what it was. So that's kind of like the craziness of technology. Like, what would you do if you had this power to go back into someone's mind and see what they're lying about and how that's going to affect you? I mean, I think that's where the series kind of like, wow, this is going to get deep, Right. Aside from the first episode and the second episode where it was already kind of deep, but this is like more of like a personal relationship.
That's a great episode.
Yeah, and it has Jodie Whittaker from the Doctor Who now, and Broadchurch.
And is that your second favorite or your first favorite?
That was my first favorite until season 3, I believe.
Okay.
Which came out with season 3, episode 3, which is Shut Up and Dance. That's the one with the kid and the guy pretty much doing all these things because they're blackmailing him.
Yeah. Yep. That's a great episode.
That episode was nerve-wracking, man, because you're watching it and they're doing all these things and they have to do this and that, and only because someone is blackmailing them, and you don't know why they're blackmailing them until later in the season and later in the episode. And that, I don't know, man, that episode was like intense for me.
You really emotionally go from one direction to another so fast, because the whole 90% of the episode, you're like, man, this poor kid.
Right.
You survive. And then when you find out, it's like, screw him.
F this kid.
Screw him. You deserve. You got off easy. You know what I mean? Like, you got off easy. You deserve. It's like
that's the first reaction. But then you have to think about, all right, what if it's because this is an illness. It's an illness this kid has.
Yeah.
What if that was your kid? What would you do in that situation? Would you just like screw him, or would you try to get him help, or what's going on? You get what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is, with him particular, you have a little bit of conscience with, because they make it sound like he's only doing an online thing. In other words, he hasn't actually
he's only watching, apparently. That's the
as
idea
we know
they're
of.
showing.
But the other ones have actually molested a child. I mean, we're spoilers, so we're saying what it is. This person is attacking who you think is the villain of the show is actually more of a vigilante.
Yeah, he's helping society. Yeah,
exactly. But then, like, they hint that you're not sure, because I think I got to rewatch the episode. But I think when he's talking to his mom on the phone or whatever, like they don't really answer if he has gone beyond just that or not. That's just the evidence that the guy has on him, but there's the possibility he actually has done something, because the other guys they do hint that they have,
the guy he's traveling with, I don't think he was a pedophile. I think the blackmail was him cheating on his wife, and that's the guy from Game of Thrones, cheating on his wife with like a hooker or something.
Jerome Flynn.
Yeah, Jerome Flynn, he's an amazing actor. But what got me in this episode was the hints during the episode. You really don't see it until like don't notice it until the very end, when you find out the main character, like what he's done. Because in the beginning you see him helping out a little girl, and at first you're like, all right, he's just helping out a child.
You're feeling bad for him.
And then in the middle of the second episode, because that's what it was. The blackmail supposedly, and that's the Jerome Flynn's character. he was like, "What's your problem? You got caught masturbating to online porn.
Exactly.
Like, what's the big deal? It's gonna ruin your school life or whatever, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know? And then they just keep going. You know, that was kind of like a throwaway line, and then you find out what he's watching at the end, and he has to duke it out with this other guy to survive, and he kills the guy. He kills the guy at the end, and that's where
and that's where it kind of goes a little far, but that's where you get like, okay, like it almost like the level of justice. Like the other guy, you know, okay, so his wife was told, you know, what he did, and there's just the justice there, but the guy's not like going to prison or whatever. Then the other guy, it seems that he was also a pedophile, actually actually molested a kid or whatever, and he's the one who gets killed. And in this kid, it's almost like it's therapy. You know what I mean? Like now you definitely ain't gonna do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like after everything that's happened to you now, and now it's uncovered, now it's like now you
have
stopped
a chance.
in your tracks.
You have a chance.
Yeah, now you'll go to prison.
Well,
or you'll get
and as a
help or
viewer,
whatever.
you see that depending on your angle from, because when I first saw it, I'm like, screw this kid. This guy does not deserve, like, it's crazy. It got me. Like I felt bad for him the whole episode, and then at the end I was like, nah, screw this kid.
They did a great job.
But after watching it, I saw it from the perspective now as a parent, where it's like, okay, what if this is your child that has this illness and needs help? What do you do then?
The theme and the momentum the show took you was definitely that. Was like it was so easily just like totally hook, line, and sinker to have you root for a character, and in the snap of a finger.
And again, the kid, like, you don't know if he's committed, and from the looks of it, the hint from the whole episode, it looks like he's watching it, which is terrible. But at that point, the shock of it is he goes through all of this. He has to kill someone to survive. So you're still rooting for the kid, and then you find out what it is, and it's like, oh, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and throughout the whole episode, it's super intense. There's not like a moment of like a breather, so it's good.
What a way, same thing, to get me to kind of root for someone and, you know, be intense the whole time and be thrilled and
and then just do the twist at the end.
Exactly. So
and I think and I think that's what this season is missing in a way. This last season that just came out, I felt like all 3 episodes were kind of predictable. At least everyone kind of knew where they were going. It didn't have that crazy twist that other episodes in the past had. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but that's the same. Like that's the feeling I'm getting.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was. Yeah, just kind of like each season does kind of have your dramatic one, and then your suspenseful one, and then I agree. This one, I guess that's what they were trying to do with the Miley Cyrus one at the end by doing the whole car chase thing and like kind of make that the suspenseful episode, but it really didn't. It did not work at all.
Yeah, and I just hope that maybe if they do actually do more episodes, that they actually attach it to this season, and they'll probably make it a little bit better. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will. The next the latter half of
the next batch.
Season 5 it's still going to be season 5.
So then maybe that will be the redeem of the actual whole season itself.
Yeah.
Because it's not bad, but it's not great.
It's not great.
So
well, I mean, just it got to continue with the theme of technology is dangerous.
But it's not always that technology is dangerous. Yes, technology is dangerous.
It's thought provoking.
But I think the main theme of this anthology is pretty much like, yeah, technology, you can make it the right thing, or you can make it the worst possible thing. And we as humans, as society, as species on this earth, I think we always are gonna end up doing the wrong thing when it comes to using these type of technologies. And that's what I feel this whole thing is about towards the end.
Yeah, it's more about us than it is about the technology. It's about how we use it. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I even look at it, those robots from that bad episode.
But it's not a bad episode. Think about it. Those robots are being used right now. They
look just like them. They look just like them.
Yes.
Metalhead or whatever. They look exactly. That's so scary.
But that's the whole point.
I actually didn't like that episode too much. But
that's the whole point of it. It's that like they're being used right now.
But why? Obviously, those people have never watched Black Mirror, because like it's like whatever scientists are making like the first like robotic like human form. If they make it look like the Terminator from Terminator, like what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like why would you do that? Like they raise all our fears, and it's the same thing. Like I don't think these people have seen Black Mirror, because like why would you make those robot dogs look exactly like those robot dogs?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. What are those robots doing right now? When you see those YouTube videos, what are they doing?
They're pets.
They're dancing, bro. They are dancing. That's what they're doing now. It's all cute. It's all fun and games. They're look at that. Oh man, that's pretty cool. Look what they're doing. right until somebody takes over it and makes it do the wrong things. Now they're taking over. I mean, I get it. I see it. That I understand that aspect of it. Like, that's what I see from it. Yes, it looks like it's the same robot, but you have to put it together, as in they're trying to show you what you're seeing is not going to be what those people are experiencing, right? So it's that whole fear of it. Like, what are we doing as a society to make those robots not take over us? You know, that's how I see it. Like, I don't hate it, and you have to rewatch it. Go watch the YouTube video and be like, "Oh man, that's pretty cool," and then go watch that episode and be like, "Holy cow,
that's not cool."
That's happening to those people.
No, and it's happening for sure. And I fully agree with what you're saying, Yopis. But as an episode itself, I'm not a big fan of that episode. I'm not. I was just like, all right, whatever. Whatever, you're getting chased.
We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to dive into the necessity just to wrap it up quick. As you know, fanaticallycorrect.com. From there, you get all our stuff. You can get into our Instagram or Twitter.
Oh, that's it. That's it, bro. You're doing this.
There you go.
For it.
We got some good reviews on there. Yo Pieces did an Aladdin review. I got up there a couple reviews also, John Wick 3. So if you go to our Instagrams at least, you'll see some reviews of some movies we recently seen. And of course, we're on everything, Spotify, iTunes for now. All that good stuff. So just fanaticallycorrect.com. That'll take you everywhere else.
Or a phone number. We have a phone number if you really care about calling us, which is 786-704-8404. But be careful now. We're not going to pay if it's out of area code.
Nerdcessity. Omega's going to grab this one this week. It fits right into the Black Mirror theme. It's also available on Netflix, just like Black Mirror is. It is an anthology series. Good thing about it, it's an easy binge because every episode is like between 10 to 17 minutes long. The name of the series,
I don't know about easy, but yeah.
Well, the name of the series is Love, Death, and Robots. It's an animated series. Have either of you seen any episodes yet?
No, I haven't got a chance yet.
Saw them all yesterday.
You started watching yesterday? How many episodes are into it?
I saw them all yesterday.
You binged it? Nice. Okay, so Yo Piece could feed off of me. All I'm going to bring up to begin with is not family friendly.
No.
Not family friendly.
No.
It's a cartoon, so be careful. Kids might want to watch it. Do not watch this around children.
No.
At all. Not every episode's a winner. I personally enjoyed all of them, but some of them were definitely way better than others.
Yes.
The good thing about, and I'm going to see if Yo Piece felt the same way, what makes you binge this quick is the first episode is incredible. I think the twist in that was so cool and so unexpected that it really intrigued me and made me want to watch the rest of the series.
Yeah, it was pretty you can
remember, it's a necessity, so we can't spoil it.
No.
But yeah, there's a few episodes that have twists like that. It's very, very Twilight Zone-ish, Outer Limit-ish, where there's a lot of like, zoom out to unveil something at the end of an episode. Like there's a lot of those little like big twists of things. But besides that, I like the second episode. It's like a robot one that's very funny. I laughed a lot in that episode. So I mean, it kind of takes you everywhere. You have some dramatic episodes. It's mostly sci-fi. Obviously, It's called Death, Love, and Robots. So you're going to get a lot of robot shooting and cybernetics and technology and stuff in the future, stuff in outer space, all that good stuff. But again, the warning is there's some very vulgar scenes in it.
Yeah, there's so this type of show, it's like I don't want to say it's a fast watch. It is a fast watch if you watch each episode individually, maybe two a day or whatever, but the whole thing is like 18 episodes, and you're thinking about 10 minutes, 7 minutes to 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah. So, but I do want to explain something without giving anything away. Since it's not kids friendly, you're gonna get a lot of good things. But man, the art, there's so much great art, like artistic things happening on these episodes that you will miss. You're probably gonna miss some of the stuff because I have to go back and rewatch. It's such a beautiful put together anthology. And yes, I have to agree that the first one was crazy. Like
so the audience, so the audience understands, to touch on what Yo Piece just said. Every episode also has a different art style, so it's not all the same. Like some of them have like a really good, like Robotech, Ninja Scroll,
Yeah.
anime style. Some have like that video game Halo story mode part of the game, like video game style. There's like a Johnny Mnemonic type episode with that style. There's actually an episode that's mixed with CGI and live action.
Yeah, right.
So, but most of them are animated episodes. And like Yo Piece was saying, they're all different. They all got great artistry, great scenes. Sound effects are incredible. There's some really cool music in a bunch of them. So it's an experience. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's hard. You do get hooked quick. So maybe try to watch it on a Saturday or when it's not too late in the evening, because you might catch yourself just binging all the way through.
I did.
But yeah, I did too. I could.
Yeah,
I
I'll
couldn't
probably
help
watch it now after this.
Yeah, it's good. Just get careful with the kiddo, and the wifo too.
Yeah, it's dark.
Because just to tell you how bad it is,
good and it's laughed and it's everything. It's a lot of good things, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
But no, just to brush up on how severe the warning is. I was watching, I think it's the second episode or third episode, and my wife's in the kitchen, which the TV is nearby there, and she's like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, I don't know, porn. Like I got videos. Like it's such an elaborate scene that I'm like, I don't know. I guess it just turns into porn all of a sudden.
I think that was the third episode.
I think it is. It is the third episode. You're like looking around while you're watching. You're like all the windows are closed, right? Because people think I'm watching something else.
Yeah.
Because it gets bad.
Good.
But the twist in that episode is awesome. You have to watch it.
Oh my god, yes, it is. So amazing.
Dude, it's such an amazing twist that you just gotta close the blinds, make sure no one you don't want to be embarrassed around is in the room with you, and watch it.
I mean, if you got headphones, put them on. Yeah. Do all that. Just don't let anybody see you watching it.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, so that's the necessity: love, death, and robots. So yeah, well, that's wrapping up a Black Mirror episode. Good thing is we could easily do another episode of this because there's still a lot we didn't touch on of every season, every episode. So
yeah, we'll probably do another episode. I mean, there's a lot.
All right, so this Omega saying peace.
MSK, peace out.
Yo, peace, Peters.
And there you have it, folks. This has been Fanatically Correct. Until next time, you crazy kids. Signing off.